See, a lot of these women out here talking about they looking for their Boaz. They waiting for their Boaz. But do you really know the story of Ruth and Boaz? You dig? Because see, while you out here talking about you waiting for your Boaz, yeah, Ruth wasn't waiting. But her heart posture was in the right place for God to show her who her Boaz was. You dig? Peep game. Listen, when you go into anything with the right posture, you dig? Then God will take that and he will bless you beyond measure. But your heart has got to be in the right posture. You go into it the right posture, God will bless you. She was not looking for a Boaz. She was looking for work. She was looking to line her pocket. She was looking for script. She was looking to survive. She wasn't looking for a man. She was looking for work. But because her heart posture, y'all, was in the right place, God could bless her more abundantly than she could ever even ask or think. Let's talk about it. Yo, but before we get into the video, please make sure you like this video. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you a thing to do so. And please make sure that you hit that bell notification so you're always notified whenever I upload content. By sharing the videos and liking the videos, it tells YouTube that there are other people interested in the algorithm and they will share more videos out to more eyeballs. I appreciate y'all. Now let's get into the video. Loyalty goes a long way. In the bigger scheme of things, when you're a loyal person and when you show loyalty, it will last and it will go far and it will be, well-reaching. Loyalty, you dig? It may not seem like it pays off all the time, or it may seem like it doesn't have a quick turnaround payoff, right? Loyalty is one of those things where you got to have skin in the game. It may take some time. You may have to go through some things, you know what I'm saying, in order for loyalty to really show forth, in order for it to really show that it's with you, it's backing you, and it supports you. Sometimes it doesn't feel good. Sometimes it can be extremely difficult. But when you stand on business, 10 toes down, unmovable, you dig? You got skin in the game and you all in. All your chips is in. And you trust and you believe, then loyalty will pay off. And if not for us directly, it will pay off for generations to come after us indirectly because of loyalty. Let's talk about it. I'm going to be reading into your hearing out of the book of Ruth, the 2nd chapter, and starting at the 2nd verse. You dig? Because this verse has a bigger meaning that we'll discuss later. And it reads, Ruth, 2nd chapter, 2nd verse. And Ruth the Moabitess said unto Naomi, let me now go into the field and glean ears of corn after him in whose sight I shall find grace. And she said unto her, go, my daughter. Ruth chapter 2, verse 2. And remember, we're talking about the posture of the heart on today. You dig? Keep in mind, that's what we're discussing. The posture of one's heart, and how when your heart is in the right place, God will bless you abundantly. So what are we talking about when we're talking about your heart being in the right place? You know what I'm saying? That means in spite of your situation, in spite of what you've gone through, in spite of what people have said and thought about you, in spite of the mistakes that you may have made yourself, in spite of that, you dig? When your heart is postured in the right position. In other words, when you have willfully chosen and you have set out to intentionally, you got to be intentional about this. You have set out intentionally with the purpose of positioning your heart in such a way to where, regardless of what have happened to you, you're yet still going to praise. You're yet still going to look at the glass as half full rather than half empty. You yet have chosen in your mind, regardless of what has happened to me, the hardships I've faced, the tears I've cried, the loss that I've suffered, I am yet still looking for that silver lining in the God that I serve. I'm yet still looking for the blessing to come in abundance. I'm not just looking for a little blessing, but I'm looking for an abundant blessing because God promised. And that's the type of God I serve. And he told me of what I could have. So if my heart posturing is in the right position, then God can use me. God can turn my situation around. God can work things out for my good. Why? Because I am the called. How do I know? Because I've been called according to his purposes. I have positioned my heart in such a way. I've not gotten distracted. I've not gotten bitter. I've not had these pity parties and these woes is me. I've not pointed the finger at everyone else and how everyone else has done me wrong and screwed me over. What I have done is I have gone into prayer. I've gone into meditation. I've gone into fasting. I have gone in my secret closet and I have positioned my heart. I have postured myself in such a way to where, come hell or high water, I believe God. I'm going to trust God. It may look bleak. It may look like, horrible. It may look like it's just no relief in sight. But even still, I'm going to posture my heart in such a way to where I'm going to trust God regardless of what it looks like. This was her attitude, y'all. This was her posturing. This was her posturing of her heart so that she can align it with God's word, regardless of what it looked like. Yeah, I know we ain't got no money. Yeah, I know it seemed like we broke. Yeah, we ain't got nowhere to stay. We ain't got no roof over our head. Yeah, I know we both are females. Yeah, I know all that the naysayers say. I know everybody's looking. I know everybody's saying, what did you do? You failed. You had to do something because you went away with gain, but you came back with loss. Yeah, all of that. Through all of that, she still postured her heart in such a way to where she was trusting God. And God turned around and blessed her, y'all. Let's talk about that. What would you do if you was in that position? What would you do in a position to where you're on a high? You know what I'm saying? Life is good. Things is rolling. And then out of nowhere, you get blindsided. Bam! It ain't just like no little thing. This is a major blow. You dig? This is a major blow. What do? How do you pick up? How do you keep going? How do you motivate and encourage yourself? You dig? Because if it hasn't happened to you already, trust me, it's going to happen. You're going to be blindsided and you ain't going to see it coming. It's going to come out of nowhere. What are you going to do? Are you going to have a backup plan? You're going to have a B plan and a C plan and maybe even a D plan? You dig? What is going to be your trajectory when you have been shot down and you hit the ground? Are you going to stay there or are you going to get back up? Dust yourself off. Realize that God has greater purpose for you and keep it moving. See, this is what Ruth did. Yeah, she was blindsided. You know what I'm saying? She minded her own business. And then this young cat, Chilion, you know what I'm saying, saw her, thought she was fine, scooped her up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I wanna wife you. You dig? This chocolate black sister. Fine. Yeah, let me go ahead and get some of that. So what'd he do? He wiped her up, right? Everything was good. They was chilling. Then all of a sudden, bam, she got blindsided, right? Lost her husband. He died. Now, with no husband and she ain't had no kids, it's just her and her mother-in-law and her sister-in-law. 3 women trying to figure out how they gonna make it. You dig? So, the mother-in-law tells one of the girls, you know, Orpah, hey, why don't you go on back to your people? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm finna extra stage left back to my folks, back to my family, and I ain't got nothing. There ain't nothing here for you. Go on back to your people and live your life. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you can find a husband and you can be happy and live your life. And so, though she said them to both, Orpah was like, you know what? You right, Granny. Deuces, I'm out. You dig? But Ruth was like, oh, no. Go back to what? For what? I ain't got nothing back there. ain't nothing for me to go back to. No. See, when I married Chilion, yeah, I was all in. All my chips was in on the table. When I married into this family, this became my family. You became my mother. And now that my husband is gone, the fact still remains you are still my mother. And this is still my family. What little family that we are. Oh, I ain't going nowhere. You dig? I'm committed. I'm all in. All my chips is in the table. I got skin in the game. And just because this has happened, and it's very unfortunate, it's hurtful, it's tragic, it's life-changing, I'm still a part of this family. And I'm not finna turn tail and run because this is the only family that I have. You've been so good to me as a mother. We've grown, we've bonded, we have this relationship. And I'm not leaving your side. We talk about loyalty on today. So what she say? All right, well, come on in. Let's roll. I'm out. Right? And they get back to Bethlehem. Right? Small town. You know, everybody kind of know everybody. But she ain't been back in a minute. You dig? So when she come back, people are looking at like, wait, is that Naomi? You know what I'm saying? They ain't seen her in a minute. But she got this fine black chocolate sister with her who's standing out. You dig? Everyone else may look like my complexion going back to Bethlehem. But this black chocolate sister who stands out like a like a sore thumb. So when they see her, they're like, who is that? This sister Ruby is bringing attention. She's drawing attention because of her skin tone and how she looks. And so people are looking, and when they look and they seeing that she's with this older lady who kind of looks familiar. Somebody said, wait, is that Naomi? You dig? So they get back to Bethlehem. And some people recognize her, and so she lets it be known, yeah, it's me. Yeah, I'm back, y'all. You kind of fell on hard times. You know what I'm saying? So I'm back here. So, you know, they're doing their thing, and word is getting around. Yo, Naomi's back in town. Yo, Naomi's back. Yeah, her husband died. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, her sons died. Man, they fell on hard times. You know, whoop. And the whole time, Ruth is yet still loyal. A different town, you know what I'm saying? All people, different people, they still, her people, you know, they're still like melanated people, but they're not her people. They're not Moabites. You dig? They're Ephraimites. They're not Moabites. So she's in a whole new area, whole new people, whole new town, but she's loyal to Naomi. You dig? So then she finally says, hey, Mom, check this out. We gotta do something. We gotta figure something out. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't had nowhere to stay. You know, they came from the other side of the river and left Moab and came back onto the west side of the river where her people was. So she said, look, Mom, we got to do something. So I need to go look for work. Naomi says, yo, my husband had some people in Bethlehem that was pretty well off. You know, when we left about 25 years ago, you know, he was you know, he was well off. He was cool. He was doing his thing. He was an up and coming, you know, entrepreneur. And so he owned a little property. So, yo, why don't you go see if you can get work, because we family. They may show you some favor. So what she do? She went and looked for work. And because she was diligent in looking for her work, and because she had the characteristics of loyalty already in her, she was able to find work. And when she found work with the Boaz company, if you will. You dig? Listen, when you're a good worker, you're just a good worker. You know what I'm saying? When you have a good work ethic and you're loyal to your job and you know, it's in you, and you show that. It's not something you put on, or it's not something you take on and take off. It's not something you do just, you know, when it comes review time or when the bosses come around. But this is who you are. At your core, you're a loyal person. You dig? And you're a hard worker. People take notice. So, you know, as she was, you know, working, right? She's working for the Boaz company. She's putting it in. You know what I'm saying? She ain't scared. She ain't lazy. She ain't, you know, a bunch of chitter chatter and talking up, but she's about her business, right? She's about producing. And so when you're a loyal person and you have a good work ethic, people will recognize, people will take note, right? People will look and be like, there's something different about you. You're more dedicated. You work harder than everybody. You outwork everybody. You don't complain. You know, you get it done. People take notice when you're a good, loyal person. And when you have loyalty in you, that's the kind of person that an employer is looking for. He's looking for, amongst other things, the skills and things that make you, you know, marketable for the job. He's also looking for a person that's going to be dedicated and loyalty. Loyalty will go a long way in the workplace. You dig? So she was working, right? She working for the Boaz company. And so, like any good boss would do, he came down checking on the employees, right? And he's like, yo, who that? You know, who that? I see we got somebody new working in the fields. What's the deal? You know what I'm saying? So he was inquiring about her, and you know, so of course, you know, his workers, right? His handymen, right? They were the ones that hired her on. So yeah, boss, you know, she was looking for work, and word around town was that she's family, right? She's related to your cousin. So we thought, why not try her out, put her to work, see how she do. And you know, she's been doing all right. She's been doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? To be somebody who's a foreigner, who doesn't know anything about gleaning, who, you know, stands out and might be apprehensive about being in this type of environment and around these different type of women. And she is no joke. She came in here handling her business. So it was put in the boss's ear, right? I already found out about a situation. He's already being told how she works. So he decides he's going to check it out for himself, like any good boss should do, right? Employers should check out their employees from time to time. Yes, you have managers and supervisors to do those type of things. But every so often, when you hear of someone that's excelling, you yourself should check it out. That's just a little nugget. But anyway, so he goes and checks her out. He sees how she's working. Then he says to her, yo, calls her out personally. Yo, let me holler at you for a minute. Yo, check this out. I see how you working, and I like how you working. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to get with these sets of girls over here, because these is my tops. These are my top notch. You know, these are the ones that gets it done. They kind of help supervise the rest. So I want you to get with them, and I want you to learn from them. You dig? I want you to see how they do it. And so, bet loyalty to her job, loyalty to what she was tasked to do, loyalty, not looking to move up the ladder quick, step on somebody's toes, tattletale on anybody else. She's not looking at none of that. She's got her eyes focused on the task at hand, the assignment that she's been given. That's all she's concerned about. Let me worry about my task. I'm not worrying about who ain't doing their job over here. I'm not worried about who ain't pulling their weight over here. I'm not even worried about if I have to pick up the weight because of other people. So I'm only focusing on my task at hand, my job. I'm giving my heart. I'm getting my soul because I'm being loyal to the Boaz company. You dig? They hired me when I had nothing, and I didn't know nobody. I didn't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. But they hired me, and because they hired me, I'm gonna be loyal. I'm gonna do the best that I can to my ability. I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna keep my head down, and I'm gonna work hard. And check it out. The boss took notice. So much to the fact he said, yo, check this out. Why don't you come eat with us? Yeah. I know your staff, right? And you may not be upper management, but I want you to come eat with us. Come hang with us. Come fellowship with us. You dig? Come on, move on up a little higher and come with us. No. We don't want you sitting in the back of the church. You've been sitting in the back of the church for a minute. We've been watching you. Now we want you to come on up and move to the front pew. Come on up here and be recognized. Come on up here where people can see you and they can see your value and they can see what you bring to the table. Come on up here because there's some people I want you to see, and I want to see you. Yeah, see, you bringing a freshness. You bringing a renewed vigor. You dig? You're bringing revival to what it means to work hard and to be diligent and to be loyal. And that is in you needs to be seen and showed up here because some kind of way it's been forgotten. Some kind of way it's lacking. Somewhere I don't see this the way I see it in you. And I want you to bring that you have up. I want to bring what you have up. You dig? To where we are, because we need that. So loyalty got her to the next level. You dig? And once she got to the next level, then what happened? He could watch her closely. He could watch her and see her work ethic. He could watch her and see what she was producing. He could watch her and see her attitude. And in watching her, she was even blessed the more, right? Because this didn't happen overnight. This happened over some time. So watching her over time, watching her week in and week out, seeing how she worked, seeing what she produced, seeing her attitude, seeing how she got along with other people, it caused him to say, yo, check this out. Yo, supervisors. Yeah, that one right there, Ruth, her right there, check this out. I want y'all to give her some extra hours. I want y'all to give her some extra time. You know what I'm saying? Let her do a little bit extra work. You dig? Because I want her to have extra. You see, she's family. And so we're going to take care of family. Even though she's not like us. She's not one of us. But yet she's family. You dig? I'm going to take care of her. Because of her loyalty to my cousin's wife. Because of her loyalty to the Boaz company, because of her loyalty and her attitude of what she has brought to the table and what she has shown while she's been here. I want y'all to give her a little extra work. Yeah, I want to put a little extra money in her pocket. I want to give her a little extra more than what everybody else is getting because of her loyalty and because she's family. And because I want to bless Naomi because she remembered me. Last I saw her was at, my cousin, her wedding. You know what I'm saying? And because she remembered me and she has always been good to me. And now she's brought me one of my best workers. Oh yeah, I want to make sure she's took care of. I want to bless her too. So make sure that Ruth get a little extra. Make sure she has a little more to do, so when you send her off, she can go home with more than everybody else. You dig? This is how God does. When we are in right position and our posture before him, our heart posture is one that he can recognize, he can see out of everybody else, he can say, whoa, my son, my daughter, look at the posture of their heart. You know what? I need to bless them. I need to give them an extra portion. And this is what Boaz does. He says, yo, she's a good worker. my red levels are shooting off the books. You know what I'm saying? Because of what she's producing. Yo, I want everybody to learn to produce like she does. Matter of fact, give her a little extra. She's earned that. You dig? When you are a loyal person, God will do extra because he feel like you have earned that. So yeah, Ruth started to see that her loyalty was paying off. Everybody wants to see that their loyalty pays off. You don't want to be loyal to someone or loyal to a company or loyal to an idea for so long and it never pay off. That's the worst feeling in the world. But she was starting to see that her loyalty was paying off. Yes, I was loyal to my husband. And then God took him for whatever reason. But I didn't all of a sudden become unloyal. I stayed loyal to his family, to my family, to my mother-in-law. And not only did I stay loyal to her, but I was able to find a job with her people. And yet that still same loyalty I'm now showing the company. And it's paying off. See, I might have thought that my loyalty to my husband didn't pay off when God took him. I might have thought, why should I be loyal to my mother-in-law when I go back to my own people? She could have said, why should I show loyalty to this family, right? We don't have anything. She could have said, why should I show loyalty to this job? I'm working these long hours. Everybody else is gone home. I'm still working. But she was loyal and it paid off. You dig? Does God not do the same thing for us? You know, when we are loyal to him, when we're obedient to his word, does he not do the same thing? Does he not come down and watch us and see how we're handling his word. See how we're handling and loving on his people. See how we're operating in integrity when no one else is around or when everyone else is around. Does he not do the same thing? Does he not call us up to come higher? Does he not promote us when he sees that he can rely on us and that when we're proficient at what he has called us to do, does he not call us higher? Does he not do the same thing? Does he not give us extra power, extra anointing, extra insight, extra understanding, extra kindness, extra patience? Does he not do the same thing for us when we show him loyalty and obedience to his word? And even when it seems like we've been waiting a long time and we ask, God, how long? How much longer, God? But yet if we just hold on and hold out, God will reward us for being loyal and obedient. It's in his word, y'all. She went home talking about, Mama, look what I got. He gave me extra and above. He didn't give it to the other ones, but he gave it to me. She was happy and she was excited because she knew that her loyalty was paying off. And even the mother-in-law had to recognize, baby, look, God is blessing you, right? He's blessing you because of your loyalty. Now, let's take it up a notch. Let's really take this loyalty up to the next level, right? Because I see that Mr. Boaz is really kind of digging you because he's doing things for you that he's not doing for others. He's giving you extra that he's not giving others. He's elevating you and he's not elevating others. He's inviting you to come and dine when he's not inviting others. I think he has taken a liking to you. He's looking out for you. He's doing things for you that he's not doing for others. So in appreciation, to show your appreciation for all that he's done, and if you like him the way it appears that he likes you, let me tell you what to do. But that's for another video. We're talking about loyalty on today. She was loyal and her loyalty paid off. Do you have that kind of loyalty on today? Have you shown loyalty to a loved one, a family member, a job, an event, an organization, or some kind of ideology, and you're waiting for it to pay off? Let me encourage you to continue to wait. Continue to speak forth the blessing that you believe is coming. Continue to speak forth what God has told you and showed you. Continue to stand 10 toes down on your faith, believing that if you posture yourself, you posture your heart and keep it in the right position before God, that God will bless you for your loyalty. You dig? Be blessed on today. Just want to share that word and encourage you wherever you may be at in life. Stand 10 toes down on your loyalty, and God will in turn bless you abundantly beyond what you can imagine or even think. This is your man. Be blessed on today. Remember Lamella E. Love, uplift, motivate, to inspire, learn, laugh, encourage, and enlighten. That is this channel's purpose. That is my mandate. And I pray that you like this channel, that you subscribe to the channel, and that you share this channel with everyone you know. Cousins, family, share it on your platforms so that other people can hear the word and be blessed. Your man LaVon, I'm out.